It's a Thursday drivers' press conference from Budapest ahead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Joining us today, Romain Grosjean from Lotus, Nico Hülkenberg from Force India, Felipe Massa from Williams, Roberto Meri from Manor, Felipe Nasr from Sauber, and Sergio Perez from Force India. Well, gentlemen, clearly all our thoughts this Hungarian Grand Prix weekend are with Jules Bianchi and his family. Many of you were at the funeral this week. Perhaps we should start with a word or perhaps a favourite memory from the drivers about their colleague. Romain, would you start?
Well, as you can imagine, I've got questioned a few times. I cannot pick up a favourite memory because I've got too much with Jules. I think the first time I heard his name was back in 2003. He was a much better driver in go-kart than I was. He was a bit younger. Then he did follow up in all categories what I did. He won everywhere, and I think we shared a lot with Jules. So it was a very nice ceremony. It was very emotional. His parents were, I think, happy to see us, and of course, it's this week all our thoughts goes with him. But personally, I will never forget that we race and that we race for Jules as well.
Felipe?
Jules, first of all, he was a great friend, because I met him, he was still racing a go-kart, because we have the same manager, and Nicolas started to work with Jules. He was still at the end of his go-kart career, and I met him on that time. And for me, he was a fantastic boy, very nice, very humble, and amazing driver. So unfortunately in Formula 1 he didn't have the opportunity to race in the competitive car, to show his talent. I think he shows anyway, by finishing in the points in Monaco with the car he was driving, which everybody knows it was like a amazing thing he did on that race. But for me, the experience I had with Jules was also, we did a lot of go-kart racing together, even in Brazil, and in my experience he was the best go-kart driver I saw. So it was amazing the way he was driving go-karts, and it was maybe the opportunity we had to race together in the similar kart. So, and it's not nice to see what's happened, so it was so difficult to be there in the church, to understand what's happened, and it was so sad. But I'm sure he's in a good place now, racing, enjoying, and definitely looking here to all of us from whatever place he is. I don't know, but I think he was an amazing boy and a fantastic driver that I really hope the best for his family as well, because it was a very difficult day to be there.
Thank you. Roberto?
Yeah, first time I met Jules was in 2002 in a karting race. It was a race in Spain, and he was coming from France, and normally when you are that young to come to a track that you don't know in Spain, that you never race, it's really hard to be quick. And I remember I was really surprised to see that guy that was really quick immediately on that track, and he really impressed everybody. And after that I followed him really, really close, because we used to race together in go-kart, and he was always the driver, the reference, because he was all the time the quickest and doing really great things. And obviously when I jumped into Formula Renault in 2007, we did a few races together, because he also jumped in 2007 to Formula Renault. And again, he won straight away the first year of the championship. It was really incredible, no? For me, it was the biggest talent I saw in motorsport. And also when I raced back in 2008, my first time with with IF3, we were fighting against him, because he was the man to beat that year, and he won the championship with so many good drivers on the track, and he won it really easy, and just winning so many races. And I think that shows how good he was. And for me, to be honest, it's a really shame that he was not able to really show in F1 car what he was able to do, because I think he was I mean, the best driver that I race against, and it's a bit of a shame what happened, no, in Suzuka. But hopefully he's in a good place and enjoying.
Thank you. Felipe?
Well, I met Jules in one occasion only, where we shared the track in this go-kart race, what Felipe does, well, he used to do every year, and it was really the first time I got in a conversation with him, and you could see the guy was special. You know, he not only as a person, as you know, for sure he had a good heart inside of him. But all his techniques, I think all the junior categories he's been through, as everybody mentioned, he was a real reference to all of us, especially for me. I was always a few years behind him because we didn't have the same age. But you could definitely see he had all the ingredients to be a very good driver, and to fight for something bigger in the future. But I have all the respect for him, even though I didn't know him that so well, and I wish the best for his family as well.
Sergio?
Yeah, I met him when we were both doing in GP2, and when I really spent more time with him was in the Ferrari Academy, when we were both doing the Ferrari Academy. And you could see Jules was a very special driver, but also a very special person that everyone seemed to like. Really, he was just very humble and very human as well. And he really left a big impact in the world, you know. I mean, as we all share the same opinion, I think Jules was a very special driver that didn't have the opportunity to show what he could do in Formula 1. I think in his short period it was just enough to realize that he was a potential champion for the future. He was just a very, very special driver. And yeah, it's very sad, you know. We share, as a drivers, we share many moments every Sunday, every Friday afternoon in the drivers briefing. And sometimes we're not the best friends, but we always share moments, you know. We live, we do the same, all of us, and we see each other every 15 days or so during a whole year. So we spend a lot of things together, and not to see him ever again, it really shocked you, you know. And it's very, very hard for all of us, and I'm sure not only for the drivers, for everyone who is involved in the sport, to lose someone, because you know you could be there. It could be your family. I was talking the other day to his father, and it's just very, very difficult for the whole family. But his family is our family now, and we really want to support them as much as in any way, because Jules will stay with us forever. And I think what Jules did for the sport is just a great ambassador for us, and he will always be in our hearts.
Thank you. And finally, Nico.
Yeah, he's been my teammate twice, in 2008 in Formula 3 and 2012 in Formula 1 here. And I remember in 2008 I was in my second year in Formula 3, supposed to win the championship, and he came in as a rookie his first year. And I remember this race in Mugello. I was starting from pole and he was starting second or third. Anyways, we take off. I'm leading, he's second, and I'm seeing him in my mirrors pushing really hard, you know, really chasing me down, trying to get me. He was burning his tires at the time, and I was saving them. But anyway, it just showed how competitive he was, and he was so hungry for success. But even outside the track, you know, he was a great guy, a lot of fun, a lot of great moments together. And yeah, we'll all miss him.
Okay, thank you. So back to you, Romain. First lap at Silverstone obviously was extraordinary with both Lotus cars out. It still seems as though the team is still leaving a lot of points uncollected. What are your feelings at this stage of the season, and where you go from here second half?
Yeah, we, you know, after last year, it was important for us to get a good baseline when we started the winter testing, which was the case, and then we had some missed opportunities, especially in the first few races where actually Felipe did very well. He finished P5 in Melbourne, where we could have finished, and then it was the same in in Malaysia. Then we got in the points, things were looking better, and unfortunately we were a bit less lucky. In the next races, made a mistake in Canada, cost us a good chunk of point, and then last race we couldn't do much. Retired both car at the beginning, but I think we still have a very good baseline. We still have few updates that we would like to put on the car, and then we could chase a little bit more Force India, which just got in front of us in the championship.
Okay, thank you. Felipe Massa, coming to you. You had 19 laps in the lead at Silverstone, including the opening lap. How did it feel to be in control from the front again? And how does the team avoid a repeat of what happened at the other end of the race, where the podium got away from you?
Oh, I think it feels amazing to be in the front. It's really a great feeling. Unfortunately, it didn't stay until the chocolate flag, but it was a great feeling to be back on the front, to be back fighting on the for the victory at least, So we couldn't manage to win at the end, not just for the first moment we lost the first and I went to second, but also for the rain. I mean, we were struggling a lot on the rain, and it's definitely part of our working to improve the car on the rain. And but I mean, I think we need to take also the positive things, that the car was competitive. Maybe we were very close to Mercedes. Even if they were a little bit quicker, we were not far. I mean, I think we were very close on that race. And I think this positive aspect needs to stay in our brain, and we need to try to understand how we can do that again, but also stays in the front and finish and trying to win the race. I think we will keep pushing.
Okay, thank you.